how did you all meet? How did you come together as a band?
We moved to the same town, and me and Henrik, we played in another band before, and Björn and Tom moved to the city together, and then Tom and Björn built a studio in Malmö, and me and Henrik went to that studio and recorded some, just only drums and guitars, and I think those two liked what we were doing, so Björn he added some synthesizers on that stuff that we recorded. Yeah, that's how it is.
Was it hard to come up with that name, or was it?
No, it's a typical Swedish tradition, you know, about ABBA, for example. They use the same way to work with the band name.
Okay, cool. Did you have any other options? Like, did you come up with other names that you said, we're not going to do that?
No, it was more like, we had this project that we called something like Head or This Is Head, and played together and recorded, as Adam said, in their studio. Cool. So we didn't discuss it so much actually. We haven't come up with any other name at any time.
Do you have any ideas?
It's always hard. I think we're like merging a lot of genres and just testing out what happens if we mix this with this and just try to like stew or something.
We started just calling it pop music because I think it's so hard and it's so many genres nowadays, so we're fine with it's pop music.
I think we find the inspiration in a lot of things, and depending on who you ask also. Of course, I find very much inspiration in different design parts of the world, and also design things that people do, but in movies and nature, things that's beautiful in life and on the earth, I guess.
Also things that are not so beautiful, but it doesn't have to be music.
Cool. In terms of music, who did influence you? Was it were they local artists? Were they international artists?
I think a big mixture there also. I think all of us have different music tastes, and but one thing that's very important for us as a band, I guess, it's that we trust each other very much. We know that all of us have been playing in bands since we were young people, and also that we have done so much mistakes that we know what to do right. So I think what you listen to, it doesn't matter that much actually. It just went like this when we play together, and we also play 4 instruments, and Björn is singing like a 5th instrument. So it's not that much discussions about other music or other bands. It's more like how do you want this to sound? Do you want it to sound like a sun or like a moon, for example?
That's
It's
cool.
like it's the first time for all of us we can do whatever we want, like in a band, and everybody accepts it. That is like the main thing with this. Why it makes it fun to be in this.
Now we do some commercial here, I guess.
It's more the people in the city we live in that influence us more than the city itself. Other people playing music, it might be DJs or friends that have live clubs or venues, live venues. We have a couple of friends running a record store, and we meet all kinds of people, all kinds of music.
So Sweden is a country that produces a lot of music, and it's still very small, so of course we influences of it. We have been listening to Swedish music since we were small.
Is there a big scene in Malmö for music?
Yeah, it is. definitely is. There's a lot of venues and a lot of people like working with music and having clubs and playing in bands and stuff like that. It's quite a small city. It's like 300,000 people, so it's really easy to go around and just live a nice life.
For Sweden, it's quite unique because we got like in a couple of 100 meters, we got like 5 venues, really good live venues. Watch really good live music every day, and you just have to walk for 3 minutes.
You've been present in all of them. 3 minutes.
That's cool.
I always heard nice words about Canada, and it's like, if you can say so, a calmer and a nicer part of America.
Yeah, it's more like Swedish people and the environment also.
It's a lot like Sweden here, actually. The buildings and the roads and the signs and everything it's like being in Stockholm.
Within the Swedish music scene, we can also relate to Canadian bands and stuff as well, and enjoy their music.
We want to buy an NHL t-shirt or something like that.
Actually, it was, from the beginning, it was me mailing Dawn because I wanted to buy a studio t-shirt.
Actually,
You're wearing it.
you're wearing
I'm wearing it today, actually.
Cool.
Under the shirt here. So I just mailed him on MySpace at that time, you know, when MySpace were bigger, especially in Sweden. And then I also sent him some of our really early demos. And then he liked it and wanted to do something with us, and we wanted to do something with him because we thought, especially at that time, he was like a really big star in Sweden. So it went well. He did a remix and we liked it. Released it on our own label, Inket.
Okay.
That's a Swedish word for PC.
Okay.
Simple. I think we are a typical band that has this like synthesizers, guitar, bass and drums, the typical part, but we try to play something else that we have heard for such a long time, typical rock music for example. We try to do something else and have a big mixture with pop, rock and synth and whatever, dance music maybe, but do it analog way and also get a good vibe so people can dance or whatever. Get involved maybe.
I think when we play live, we are more of an analog band. We use analog synthesizers, and the others use more or less acoustic instruments. And recording, it's just a big mixture. We record with a lot of analog equipment, old preamps, with vintage microphones and stuff like that. Still it ends up in a computer, so it's a mixture.
and it will be released in Europe next week.
Oh, awesome.
So it's not released there.
Oh, okay.
We will release an EP, like 4 tracks,
Okay, cool.
here in a week or so.
And it was, where was it recorded? The album?
In Gothenburg,
Okay.
the second biggest city in Sweden, in a studio called Svenska Grammofon Studio, and it's owned by a quite famous bass player in Sweden. That's called Kalle. It's a great guy. It's a very, very big studio, so it's a big difference between that one and the studio we used in the last album, when we recorded the last album. It's more like it has the what you call the mix table.
It's actually called the Queen Neve. It's a Neve, the Queen owned it a couple years ago, and like Heroes with David Bowie is mixed on it, so it's a lot of history in it. And that's something we like.
And And the cover art is really cool. I like that you had a concept with like falling in water, and I saw that on your singles as well. They were like a foot going in water. Where did that come from? Like, were you involved in the creation of that? Or?
We talked. I've done like 200 different cover arts for this album, but it's always like this, especially when working with my own baby together with those, of course. It's so hard to do some design for my own, but we talked about this, the album ID, like the title, especially because Björn's lyrics are sometimes about identification and so on. And then I came up with this idea, maybe we could do something with the identity and showing us but not showing us in a way. So we could do that in water and let what you call that surface cut your
the refraction.
So you can't see the ID of the persons that hanging in this water.
Very cool.
But it was a hard process to take the pictures.
2.5 hours in the water with all those clothes.
Was that taken simultaneously, or were they separate images?
No, we were taking
all four of them.
All four.
Oh wow.
I guess we took like 2,000 pictures, and like 5 ended up good.
Crazy.
Usually 2.
How do you think this new album compares to your debut album, 0001? Yes. How has it changed? Is it similar?
It's bigger. It's bigger sounding, and it's more vocals than the last one. Mainly because we didn't know that Björn was that good at singing on the first, late in the process of the first album. So it's warmer and it's bigger. It's the main thing.
On the first album, you named all the tracks were titled by numbers, and you said that was to sort of keep the not have someone get I guess misguided by the name. Why did you decide to give them actual names on this one? You changed your.
It was also because on the first album, all of the tracks were instrumental tracks from the beginning, and it was just natural to have numbers instead of made up titles. Now it didn't really make sense anymore because before we named the tracks in the order we wrote them, and now we have written many songs, so we didn't know the numbers anymore, and many of the songs out there was just more natural.
So there is one all-instrumental track on the album, but that is still called a number. It's 16. So
Okay. Cool.
I don't know what will happen on the next album. It's 135.
When you were young, what did you want to do? Did you expect to be in a band? Did anybody think they were going to be something totally different?
I mean, this has been a dream since we were kids. I mean, to do this, and we were stupid enough to continue playing. A lot of people stop like when they're 25. And this has always been a dream.
Actually, I saw some kind of letter that I wrote when I went to, I don't know how old I was, maybe 12 or something. Then I wrote, what will I do when I'm 28? A letter in school. And then I wrote something like, I will play in a band, and I will live in another city. It was wrong, but then also I will work with design and doing websites and so on. So it's quite exactly what I'm doing, so that's quite strange.
I just have to say, I found the first lyric I ever wrote. I was like 7 or 8 when I was with my mom and dad's a couple of weeks ago, and it says like there was this song. It was played on radio in the U.S. every day, forever and ever, and stuff like that. Only about this song that's on U.S. radio, and now we will go to the U.S. So kind of.
Henrik, you were, in terms of the design and the music side, were you interested in one more than the other? Was there one that you loved more initially?
I think I'm not that good in none of them, but I'm okay. And that's a very good thing to mixture something you like, because then you don't get bored in the other part.
No, Now, here's a more of a, we call it a loaded question, but do your family support you as a musician, like, or do they want you to be something completely different? Were they happy that you're a musician, or did they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or something else?
More now than years ago when things are starting to happen and they realize, man, he's a grown-up now. He can do whatever he wants, but really, and they think, I mean, that we are here. I mean, they think it's a big thing and a good thing, and they're smiling about it. Probably telling their friends.
They're supportive. They want to know everything and hear about everything. So they are enjoying as much as.
That's great. And in the band, when you have arguments, who wins? Did someone win most times, or?
We don't have that much arguing actually. We are, as we said
afraid
before,
to argue.
yeah, we are afraid to argue, but also we are just deciding what to do with our own instruments for sure. So that's nothing to argue about. Something we can argue about is when we should see each other repeating our songs or something like that. Not that much in the writing process.
Okay, so what was the first record you ever bought? Each of you? Do you remember?
Probably Dangerous by Michael Jackson, I think. It's a good record.
Cool.
Stupid dance collection.
I think it was Toto CD.
The first record I bought for my own money was Appetite for Destruction on vinyl, like 100 years ago.
And this one, I don't know if you can think of something on spot. I'm not sure. But what's your favorite or one of your favorite album covers that has ever come out?
It's hard.
They're tough. You can't or
I
favorites?
like the Grace Jones record covers, of course.
Right now, at the moment, it's Lady Bowers' new album, Catting Out His Face from Heroes album.
And, if you could collaborate with any artist or band, past or present, who would it be? If there's anybody.
I don't know. I think during one artist, all of us, I think like Beck, maybe.
Sorry, who's
Beck.
that? Oh, really?
Dennis Wilson.
Yeah, Dennis Wilson, but he's dead, so
That's cool. That's cool. What do you think the biggest misconception about your band or being in a band in general? Like, if you were, is there something that people look at you as a band and say, oh, and it's totally wrong? Is there
that
something?
they think that it's only about like going up on stage and playing, and then it's just fun. And I mean, playing music is fun. It's hard work. People don't understand it, but it's fun work as well. It's a lot of work.
And what do you love most about being in a band? What are your favorite things?
I think a lot of things being in the band, being on stage, being in the studio, travel, see things together, experience things together, and also be satisfied together.
Building up something together like we've done the last 4 or 5 years. Like, it's really, we've done this ourselves, and like that is a great feeling. I mean, when we met, we just started to jam, and that's not too long time ago, but now we're here. And that's,
You're heading off to New York next?
Yeah.
Afterwards, yeah. You're playing 3 shows there as well?
it's 4. We got another show.
Hey, who are you? You're playing a show with someone? I can't remember who's playing. You're playing with.
Her Tentacle Girls or something?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
At
Yes.
Glasslands.
Yes.
Then it's like more showcase stuff. We're having a Nordic Nights with Sandra Kolstad. She's here as well.
Cool.
And,
Is that the one that's happening tonight at Moog Audio, or that's the
Yeah.
is that the connection? Okay, so they're
yeah,
doing it in New York
do
as
it
well.
in New York as
Oh,
well.
that's cool. That's cool. Have any of you been to New York?
I've
I've been there once.
You'll love it. It's an awesome
I
place.
think so.
Really cool. What is the best question you've ever been asked in an interview? Anybody who's asked anything of you?
Best question.
Yeah.
That was a really hard question.
That's probably the best.
I remember this interview. It's hard.
No, I think we like to answer about the songs that we write, and maybe some special sounds, and how did we think, or how did we do that. It's more like music oriented stuff. It's very nice to answer about, because then we really understand that the people that ask them has really listened and really wondering why does it sound like this.
I asked that so that if someone reads it, they might research it, and your next interviews will ask you good questions.
You have done a really good research also.
What do you think, one or two things that people should know about you as a band? What do you want people to know, if you could sum it up?
That we really love to play live. That it might be a good experience to watch us live.
That we at least try to think outside the box, I guess.
Okay, well thank you so much for your time. That was awesome. Thank you.